Welcome to another episode of Sunshine Sessions, conversations with Central Florida's community leaders. I'm Evelyn Alisea, and today I am with Shane Williams. He is the general manager of Hourglass Brewery right here in Longwood. Hey, Shane.
Hey,
Thanks so much for being with us.
thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So Shane, tell us about Hourglass, your role in Hourglass, and how long you've been in this position.
So I'm the general manager of Hourglass Brewing. I've been in this position for about a year and a half. Prior to that, wore a lot of hats: taproom manager, bartender, cellar person here in the brew house, so outside sales. And I think that's one of the fun things about a small business or a business the size that we are is a lot of people get to wear a lot of hats and do a lot of fun stuff. So I did that for about the last 8 years. So here in total, about 9.5 years
Wow.
of our 11 years that we just celebrated.
11 years. So Hourglass has been in Longwood for 11 years, but not in this location, right?
Yeah, correct. So we opened up in August of 2012. The original location was a couple blocks, if you will, up the street.
Right. So small little place, right?
Super small,
Tiny.
intimate, had all the charm in the world. It just wasn't functional, unfortunately. And we had bigger ideas in mind. And it was a cool place. Got my start there, as did a handful of people who are still here, which is pretty amazing. We moved from that location to this location in October of 2014. So we're there for a little over 2 years. And then, been here ever since.
Ever since.
Yeah, almost. It'll be, 10 years next year?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, this is not your only location, right?
Correct. So, like I said, we've been at this location for about almost 10 years next October. Our other location is in the appropriately named Hourglass District, Hourglass Brewing in the Hourglass District, just south of 408,
Right.
south of the Milk District, 2500 Curry Ford Road, the intersection of Bumpy and Curry Ford Road. And it's cool. It's an awesome vibe there. It's like your neighborhood bar. You get a
Yeah.
lot of regulars there who live in the local neighborhoods there.
Yeah.
Love to patronage our place. And it's cool. It's got a swanky little upscale vibe with a lot of the same homage that we pay here to the nerdy nostalgia, if you will.
I love it. I love it. So congratulations on your recent Orlando Weekly
Oh, yeah.
Best of Orlando 2023. Tell us what Hourglass was recognized for.
So Orlando Weekly does their annual readers poll where everyone goes online and votes for Best of Orlando is what they call it. I think we were nominated in 8 different categories.
Wow.
And we placed in 6 of those 8.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, the biggest feather in our cap this year was first place in all of Orlando for Best Bar Staff.
For best bar staff.
Best bar staff. And I think that is just so true to who we are and the people that work here. And I think the community sees that. And so that was a huge win for us. So we won Best Bar Staff. Put me on a spot here, but I guess it's a good thing. I can't remember all the things you've won. Best Bar Staff, we won Best Bar in Longwood 2 years in a row. So we won that last year and we won that this year. Best Brewery Taproom in Orlando.
Okay.
So right there between Brewery Taproom and Best Bar Staff, like why?
What else?
Why not visit Hourglass Brewing? So,
Right.
super happy with all those first place wins. We got second place in Best Craft Beer Selection on Draft in Orlando. Best Craft Beer Bar. So that's beyond the breweries. That's considering all the craft beer bars and breweries. We got second place in that, and then third place in Best Brewery overall.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
I want to talk a little bit about your first win, the Best Bar Staff. It seems like you have a very tight-knit staff here. Tell us what's the secret sauce? What about this place makes people want to stay here?
It's hard, right? It's almost intangible.
Right.
Especially within the hospitality industry, turnover is rampant.
It is.
I've worked in hospitality industry pretty much all of my working career, and to have as low of turnover as we have here
Yeah.
is just something like none other. I've not seen that anywhere else. I think it's company culture.
Right.
I think it's the owners that we work for. Everyone works for somebody they enjoy working for. I think one of my favorite things when I first joined the Hourglass staff, coming from a corporate background, if you will, working in hotels, working for the brewery and working for a small business, everyone's heard, right? You can come to the table, and if you see a better way of doing something operations wise, or you have a good idea for a beer or anything, you're heard.
Wow.
Right? And a lot of those ideas get to flourish here. So it's an amazing breeding ground for incredible ideas.
Sure.
And at the end of the day, it's beer.
Right.
Who doesn't want to work in beer? Like it's a good time. So we have incredible patrons take care of us too, at both locations. So there's a lot of reasons why we have best bar staff, and I truly believe that. Like that was one push that we wanted for this year. We're like, we want to win this because it's so true.
Right.
Like, we have such low turnover. I was in a meeting, I think it was like last week or something, like a couple other department heads, and there was like 4 of us there, and it was crazy. We were reflecting on like, between the 4 of us, we had over 30 years, like 3 decades of not hospitality industry experience, not brewery industry experience, of Hourglass experience.
Wow.
Like that's how long people, like they come here, they stay here. So couldn't be more proud of our staff. Like everyone just, I don't know, just comes to work and gives it their best every day.
Yeah, y'all are like a family here.
Oh, it's beyond family.
Yeah, I love that. And you feel it when you walk in. Even for someone like me who learned a little bit more about craft beer a little later in life, and so didn't know what that was all about, but you come here and you just feel the warmth. You know?
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's definitely one of the things that we pride ourselves on the most. That warm greeting as soon as you walk in the door, like, hey, you come be a part of our family.
Yeah.
Like we are family,
Right.
Come be a part of that. Come enjoy like the amazing experience that we're all having. Let's enjoy a great space together, have a beer, have a conversation, share a moment, and just create an amazing, incredible environment and atmosphere that welcomes everyone.
Right, right. And we're actually sitting in the room where it all actually happens. So tell us a little bit about this space and the magic that takes place here.
Yeah, so this is our production facility. Behind us is our mash tun. And I won't get too technical into it because it gets
That's a good thing.
It gets super sciencey, if you will, really quickly. So this was the original brew space that we occupied in 2014 when we moved into this location. There was a minor expansion, which you can't see, but it's behind the camera right now. A couple 20-barrel tanks. So we do double batches on this system to fill those tanks. Excuse me. And those are going to be for our really popular beers that we want a lot of volume. And we have an amazing production staff of 3 gentlemen right now, which is pretty impressive that they run this whole space.
So 3 people run just this area right here.
Yep.
Okay.
And they are maxing it out.
And they're full time.
Yep.
Okay.
3 full time, and we are producing more beer out of this space in this location than I think we've ever done on record.
Wow.
Which is pretty amazing.
And you attribute that to the demand?
The demand, we've streamlined a lot of things.
Okay.
The team is working really well together. But yeah, we've really tried to focus on, and part of my role is to just make sure all the departments are working in unison and in harmony, right? The front of house, we know what the needs are there. The production team is working on a timely schedule, and the marketing and design team is ready with cans or promotions for new beers. So it's all one big symbiotic machine, if you will. So yeah, they're cranking out some beers to the likes of which we haven't seen before, which is pretty awesome.
That's great.
Yep.
Lots of moving parts, huh?
Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I think a lot of people don't understand when you open a brewery, you're opening up the bar side of things, so the hospitality.
Right.
You're opening up manufacturing. You're opening up an online presence. You're opening up a wholesaler because you have to sell to distribution. So there's 4 or 5 businesses within this one business.
Right.
So a lot of gears turning at the same time.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So talking about that distribution, so you
Mhm.
don't just get what you brew here, just here. You also
Yeah,
distribute.
we do.
Okay.
We are statewide through our distributor, who's actually based out of Longwood as well.
Oh, cool.
Progressive Distribution. Most of our markets are going to be smaller bars and restaurants with a craft beer focused menu.
Right.
But we are in some of the bigger chains, ABC, Total Wine, that sort of
Okay.
stuff. Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great.
But if you want the best variety, you gotta come here or the other location to try it. Yeah, this is the best stuff.
The bomb.
Yeah.
So tell us what is your most popular beer? Is beer seasonal?
Yeah, so constantly trying to stay ahead of that seasonal calendar, if you will.
Right.
Hard to believe we're at the end of August and we've got a pumpkin beer fermenting right now. So
very cool.
To come out soon. Always do a couple things for the winter, for Oktoberfest that we have coming up.
Right.
As far as most popular beer goes, it's hard to say. Our Wolf Shirt, it's just a straightforward light American lager.
Okay.
It's been really popular and anchored on our menu, as well as our 2 Million Bees, which is a double IPA with orange blossom honey.
Wow.
Which really appeases a lot of people, right? The IPA drinkers love it. It's a little higher in gravity, so it's like 8%. Non-IPA drinkers can get into it because that honey really kind of backs off any of the hop bitterness, which really makes it really approachable.
Our cameraman likes that one.
Yeah.
So what beer do you recommend us trying?
So as far as like making a recommendation, I always recommend come in and talk to the staff.
Okay.
Let them be your beer Sherpa, your personal fitness trainer, if you will. Tell them your goals. What do you want to get out of a beer? What are you looking for?
I love it.
And let them kind of guide
you. Yeah.
Because the menu rotates.
Right.
So I would hate to say one beer now and it's not on in 2 months if somebody comes out. If I was going to narrow it down to one, I'd say try the 2 Million Bees.
Okay.
We usually have that on pretty consistently. Double IPA, like I said, around 8% with orange blossom honey. But really, really come in, trust our staff, get to know our staff, ask them what they're into. Tell them the last beers that you really enjoyed. Tell them what you like, what you're feeling in the moment. Want something high in alcohol, sweet, sour, low in alcohol, and let them kind of curate that experience for you.
Will do. That's good advice. And since they've been here a long time, they know. They know.
Yeah, our staff is pretty incredible at making recommendations. I always tell people that's the majority of the job when you're behind the bar. Having been behind the bar for 7-8 years myself, like that's the fun part too, right? Coming in, somebody comes in off the street, like, hey, what are you looking for? Let me help you navigate all this, because it can be overwhelming,
right?
Especially with our variety, we usually have 20-25 beers plus on draft.
Wow. And
people just aren't sure what they want, and so sometimes it's nice just to hit them with a couple adjectives. Hey, you're looking for sweet, sour, hoppy, high alcohol, low alcohol. What do you want? let me help you. So yeah, all of our bartenders and managers with both locations have just been here for a long time, and they really know what they're doing. So come in and trust them.
Awesome. All right, so for all you nerds out there, you'll notice that I now have a beer, and Shane's beer has been refilled. So we're going to tell you a little bit about what I'm drinking, and I'm going to leave it to the professional here. All I can say is that it's yummy.
Delicious. It's like dessert in a glass, right?
Right, exactly.
That was the idea. This is our banana brain. It's a banana sundae kind of melted into a glass. Really rich imperial stout, walnuts, bananas, strawberries, and vanilla. And high alcohol too. So
oopsies.
Yeah, no, it's great.
One and done for this girl.
Right. No, so that's one that we just released for our 11-year anniversary that we just had a couple weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thanks.
Exciting. Tell us a little bit about what you're drinking.
I am actually having Pizza Slut Pilsner. It's a collaboration with the Pizza Slut. I don't know if you've ever heard of her. She has a food pop-up. Incredible pizza. Known through all throughout Orlando. So we did an Italian Pilsner with her. She pops up at her district location all the time, and this is really, really fantastic. And we love doing collaborations. The more small businesses that we can partner with, the more cool people we can partner with. Like, it's just so mutually beneficial.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Tell us of any community events that you have or any partnerships and collaborations that you're working on.
Okay. Yeah, so we recently just did a collaboration with Hiram's Tattoo Collective. So they are in the plaza, the old Bay Ridge Plaza where F&D Kitchen is now, right off 434 and Range Line in Longwood. Tattoo shop. We did a summer shandy with them, so really light crisp beer with like some lemon and strawberry. They designed the label for it. They actually came out and did flash like tattoo on site for anybody who was there that day. So we had like actual tattooing going on in the tap room. It was really incredible. So yeah, we did that just recently. We've got a collaboration with Sabrosa Shadow Conspiracy. They're a BMX company that's actually based out of Longwood. That's international.
Okay.
Yeah, so we do a beer with them every couple of years. We've got that coming up in October. So always trying to work on some fun stuff.
And when you say that you do that kind of collaboration, what does that mean exactly? How do you collaborate? Like, I know that you said that the tattoo folks came out here and did that. How do you do that with the BMX people?
Yeah, so typically what'll happen is if there's a product launch or something that they just want to celebrate and throw a party for, we'll say, hey, let's make a beer together. What are you guys thinking, like style-wise for a beer? And so for this beer, for example, it's gonna be like a really light, crisp, like American lager. We'll usually offer it up to the collaborator if they want to do some artwork, or if they'd like us to do it, so they get to design the can, and then we just kind of throw a big party.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like. How fun is that? That's cool. So tell us, Shane, what are some of your favorite Longwood spots when you're not here working and managing everything?
Well, as I mentioned, Hiram's. I don't have any tattoos, but you should, if you're getting inked up in the area, go check out Hiram's.
Me neither.
Yeah. Let's see. We do all of our T-shirts through Ink Bros, which I think
we actually did have an interview with Diego. Shout out to Diego.
And Diego. He does great work.
Yeah.
So we love getting our shirts through him.
Great guy.
We've got in Longwood, come check out our neighbors. Papa B's, Waco Taco in the plaza with us. They have some great food. We're big fans of Mase Sushi, which is right around the corner in the Papa John's Plaza, right across the railroad track.
Right.
Some really, really excellent sushi.
Okay, so we have to interview them next because that's like the third.
For sure.
Yeah, recommendation.
For sure. Let's see what else. The Danger Brain, they're a design agency that's based out of Longwood. They've done some really big stuff, like design stuff for like vans and everything. So we do a collaboration with DC Racing. They're based out of Oviedo. Excuse me. They do performance parts and shocks, if you will, for drift cars. So we do a collaboration with them, and Danger Brain designs the can. So,
very cool.
A lot of really cool stuff.
So tell our viewers how they can find you online and in person.
So come to the Longwood location, 480 South Ronald Reagan Boulevard in Longwood, next to Papa B's and Waco Taco, as I mentioned. District locations at 2500 Curry Ford Road at the intersection of Bumby and Curry Ford. Follow us online, Hourglass Brewing on Instagram, Hourglass Brewing Longwood. If you want to check out the Longwood location, follow this location for food trucks or events that we have going on. Hourglass Brewing District on Instagram if you want to check out the district location and see what all they have going on.
Sounds great. Great interview. So for any of your craft beer needs or desires, please check Hourglass. Fantastic. We've been here for a long time. Winner of the Orlando Weekly Best of, is that right?
Yeah, Best of
2023. Absolutely. Yeah. And for any of your real estate needs, hit me up with any questions. I'm at 407-340-8154. My name is Evelyn Alisea and I'm with eXp Realty. Thanks so much for watching.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, staff only beyond this point. You guys are getting the behind the scenes tour, brew house. This is our canning line where we can everything that you can come purchase here in the tap room. We got 3 20-barrel tanks, So our brew house is a 10-barrel brew house. In the brew house are the tanks that I'm walking up onto now, mash tun, boil kettle, hot liquor tank. It's a 10-barrel brew house, so we have to double batch to fill just one of those tanks. So popular beers only. Keg washer, all of our 10-barrel tanks, single batches. Got a 10-barrel bright tank here, so this is where the beer goes right before it's packaged into kegs, cans, bottles. And walking out here to the tap room. Got local art shows every month. Art switches up. First Saturday of the month, come on in, check it out. Little package cooler of to-go beers. More options over there. Some awesome swag. You should come check that out for sure. Door over to Waco Taco, arcade machines, pinball. Plenty of room for you and all your friends. Come hang out, Hourglass Brewing. We'll see you soon.